masculinity is more of a penetrative, show of force out there in the world.
What do we mean when we say masculine? Give us some examples. I want to know, because penetrative in the world is quite nebulous.
Okay, even though I was in the military, there were times where I was the best leader in the room, just among the enlisted folks, even though I was a woman and there were men in the room. But it was very obvious that I was more capable, and I would do that. And that was considered a masculine trait.
I feel like a lot of the other things that we talk about stem from the job. So when we talk about like assertiveness, there's a reason why a man is assertive in a household. It's because he's the one that has to suffer and grind to earn the money to support the household. So when we say like a man is a leader, of course a man is a leader. If you want to ask for A, B, or C, and I'm the one earning the money, I'm going to have a huge say over that. I might have the final say over that because it's my body, it's my time that's going into it. But if a woman is working, that relationship is fundamentally altered, right?
I think this is an American perspective, that we think that because women work, that they can't be feminine. It doesn't make sense, because majority of wives are in fact working. So what their man doesn't get to be the man of the house because she's contributing to the household income, and typically he's out earning her anyway. I think that this is very much an overthought and also very reductive of masculinity. I can give other examples of masculinity too. Like, my husband is more than a paycheck.
Sure.
And I hate to draw examples off of my relationship, but in my opinion, like, my husband is, I would say, like, the most masculine man, or one of the most masculine men I've ever met in my life. So he's trained in hand-to-hand combat. He did that for, I want to say, over a decade, and he's still familiar with it. You can see the way that he walks on his feet. And he's not tall either. He's 5'8". Other things that he does, I can ask his opinion, or I can ask him to make a decision, and he'll make it for me if I'm feeling uncomfortable with my interpretation of events. Like, those are masculine things. That's protection. But I just find that for some reason we rely on our men to do that more.
So I asked you the traits for masculine things, okay? One is, I think the protection thing is a cope. I think that when we talk to women and we find out, like, why do you like men? If you're trying to make a value proposition, you're trying to make an offer to a woman, and as a man, you're like, well, I can protect you. I don't think it's a very valuable thing where it's like, okay, like, I'm a woman, I'm navigating like the dangerous streets of DC on the daily basis, and I need a man to protect me. Like, I think that's kind of like a nice fluffy thing on the side that maybe you could feel a little bit safer. But I don't think that like just being a protector is going to be like, I'm very strong and now I should be able to go out and get a wife. I don't think that's ever going to happen traditionally. I don't think that like selling protection like you're a bodyguard is a thing. Also, a second thing, I don't know if you necessarily value those things in terms of like being like a personal important buy-in to you, because your husband is so much older than you. Isn't he going to fall out of physical capability of providing this protection if he ages out of being able to do hand-to-hand combat or weapons training and everything? Like, isn't that something that at some point you might actually be the one in that situation?
Hopefully I'll be blessed with a son who would also look to protect me. Or, and I'm not kidding. Like, this is what life is for. This is what men
you really
are for.
You really think about this? Like, I need a son to protect me in the world. Like, is this actually like a day-to-day? Where do you live? What Midwest? Oh, come on. Your son's not going to protect you from a scam on the phone from some Indian guy locking your OS down and saying, I need $50 or I'm going, like, come on. This is not really what your sons are for, right?
That's real. That happens to old ladies all the time.
It happens to old men too, though, no?